Hello, Logira. Let me see if I can show the facial expressions. Here we go. You did it, Logira. You did it. You became the first. And as a congratulations, you got me noticing you. If you're the 45th person joining the chat, I might not notice you, but if you're the first, then definitely I take that into account. So let me see if I can bring this up in a new window. Here we go. Yellow looks red. This book is dangerous. My God, like Amelia. I'll play some of her rap because it's absolutely amazing. Like, it's the most chill thing I have seen on YouTube for a while. I think the reason people like VTubers is because it kind of reminds people on how YouTube used to be. Very creative, very passionate people that are doing things that they really enjoy doing. I mean, you can tell those girls like playing video games. You can tell that those girls like singing karaoke. And it's devoid of politics. Like, there's no drama. It's just like you're watching something wholesome. And I think that's why people like VTubers, because everything else is corporate now. And VTubers are corporate as well. Like, don't get me wrong, but they have the creative freedom at least. While if you're watching other channels, like you just feel that a person like Amelia wouldn't be able to work for them simply because like she's toxic. But there is magic in toxicity. There is a reason why people enjoy toxicity, because when you actually go and play video games, you find toxicity. Oh, it was in the book. This book is dangerous. I didn't know that. Okay. See, I didn't read Dr. Seus because I'm not American, right? So I don't even think Dr. Seuss was allowed in Romania under socialism. So there's that. I did look at his works a little bit because I was curious, like, why the fuck did they cancel him? Because usually when they go after someone and they try to cancel him, it's not why they're claiming, it's some other reason. And I generally think it's the story with the stars. Try not to notice this message, lad. It's payday. I can't not notice it. It's yellow, but it looks red. Also, an anime waifu V will be interesting. So there's actually a really good manga. It's called Ayakashi Triangle. And if you liked Ranma 1.5, you will love this. Okay, it's a comedy, and it's about a guy which is how should I describe it? A ninja exorcist. So he does ninja things, and he's an exorcist. And one of the spirits changes him into a woman. So it's like Ranma 1.5, and now he's got like to adjust to the lifestyle of being a woman. I mean, let me see if I can. All right, here we go. We got something here. And it's like when the spirit changes him. It's kind of funny because like the spirit was attacking this girl, and the ninja comes to rescue the girl, and the spirit realizes it's like, oh shit, I'm just going to be a stepping stone for this ninja to get sex. And he's like, I'm not going to allow that to happen. So he changes him into a girl so that he can't get sex anymore, because now they're both girls, and two girls aren't compatible. Like, there is no policy, at least in the manga world. So yeah, it's a very romance comedy type of scenario, and I would definitely suggest it. Like, if you like Ranma 1.5, you would definitely love this. I mean, let me see. Like, Yellow Looks Red sent me a screenshot. I think he's right. I think that book might be dangerous. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's like, take it slowly. This book is dangerous. Yeah, we're going to be talking about it when I get a little bit more people joining the chat. I love the idea. It's like, okay, you're not allowed to draw like offensive art of Asian people or something like that. And the question is like, why aren't you allowed to draw it? Because if a child, like I don't know a single kid that read Dr. Seuss, and because of the depictions, because of the drawings, ended up being a racist towards the Asians. Again, in the age of anime. So why is it wrong to draw? Because at the same time, like, how much would you care if Japan or China would draw stereotypical depictions of Americans? Like if someone were to do this of Romanians, like some culture would draw stereotypical drawings of Romanians, I mean, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Like, I don't have to like it. Man, wear your mask. I'm in my house. It's actually interesting. Like, Romania had some of the most draconic measures. I can't say Europe, but they were like pretty bad when it came for quarantining. But since then, like, no, like right now, I think I'm not entirely sure, but you're not allowed to have like you have to have a mask if you go indoors, right? So if you go to a mall, if you go to a shopping center, if you enter a store, you gotta have a mask. But other than that, like, you're not forced to wear it outside, but a lot of people still wear it. I mean, it's just like voluntary thing. Like, people want to wear it because they wear it. So I have not seen a person wearing his mask in a car. Although, like, I kind of understand the reason behind it, because a lot of people are mocking the ones that, they drive alone in the car and they have a mask. And I think it's like the idea, okay, you put it on and then you forget about it. So you leave home, you put the mask on and you forget about it. I mean, it would be a more weird, just take it off when you're in the car, put it back on, if you leave the car. Like, a lot of people can forget, so that's why they just put it on. My house has too much space in it. You probably fall under some law. Oh, my house isn't really that big. I mean, okay, no, it's a big house, but compared to other houses that I've seen, no, and I wouldn't even want a big house. I mean, the price of heating here, my God, it's killing me. The snitches got stitched. Yes, absolutely. Should we talk about CNN now, or should we wait for 100 people to join? I don't know what's happening. Is someone else streaming at this time? Because usually I get 100 people easily when I stream. Or did you guys not get a notification? Because that's also a possibility. There are many stereotypical drawings of Europeans. It's now collectibles. I would love some sketch of Bismarck and how both sides portray them. Yeah, I mean, see, in Europe, that's not out of the ordinary, because there's a lot of grievances between European nations, and everyone like had stereotypical drawings of other nations. It's harmless fun. I definitely like don't see it like this overarching evil of society. Like, oh my God, like, you had bad depictions of Asians in 1940. It's like, okay, yeah. Yeah, ban the books. It's not even ban the books, it's burn the books and destroy the man's legacy is what it is. I use a wood stove. Yeah, I mean, we would probably have to pay more if I had a wood stove. Like, the price of wood here is actually expensive. And not only that, like, I don't really like the idea of wood. I mean, I wouldn't be able to sleep soundly knowing that there's an actual fire in my house. I guess it's like the mentality of Eastern Europeans. We like gas. Okay, we got central heating. We just don't, no, we don't use wood. That's, Kraut is an Anglophobe now. Yeah, it's probably because of Sargon. Stereotypical Americans. Yeah, I mean, stereotypical Americans. Fat burgers and guns. That's, and lately communist. I use my PC while gaming. Graphic card is almost is at smooth 65C at the time. Yeah, I get that too. Like, if I play a hardcore video game that requires a lot of graphic, my entire room just heats up. Like, I don't need any radiator. Just that's, I guess, like a second option for heating now. You just play games. It's really good during the winter, but I guess it really sucks during the summer. All right, okay, we got 95 people. We can start talking about the Seussmeister. So every now and then, like, initially you had leftist outlets just denying that cancel culture exists. Now they're basically saying, yeah, it exists, but it's not as bad as you think. So, like, people want me to make the article bigger so that they can read it. It's like, no, I'm going to read it for you. Why Republicans think Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head can save them. And I don't, like, this is a dumb title. Like, I don't think the Republicans think that these two things can save them. It's just that the left is overreaching, and you're now banning things that even average people roll their eyes at. I mean, recently, like, what did they ban? They banned Gone with the Wind. You know, that's they banned the logos of Dr. Ben, Aunt Jemima, and Uncle Ben, right? Like they just do these ridiculous things that no one is asking for, and they're not hurting society or anything. Like, you're literally burning books, man. Like, this is legitimately burning books. Like, everything that they find problematic, they're going to burn it. Like, they don't like the idea that something should, like the idea of freedom and liberty means that there are dangerous things out there, and they're not going to destroy society. Like, Aunt Jemima's logo will not destroy society, all right? Banning Aunt Jemima's logo doesn't change anything. It's just like masturbatory in nature. It's like you like the fact that you bully the corporation in order to change the brand that they had for decades, and now you're masturbating over it. And you're thinking like, oh my God, we're changing the world by doing this wonderful thing, and you're pretending it's coming from the corporation itself. Like, after decades, one day, the CEO woke up and said, you know what, like that Aunt Jemima logo, well, it's got to go. That's not what happened. It's because of an ideology which is revolutionary in nature and is pushing for these changes. Notice how they're not going after socialists, okay? They're not going after Che Guevara, which was not only a racist, but also a homophobe. They're not going to go after him. They're not going to go after Marx. They're not going to go after any of these things. So it's not about, like, oh, we're ending racism. No, it's about we're ending the ideology that's supposed to be about freedom and liberty. That's why it is. But anyway, right, so the prevailing message that emanated from last weekend's annual Conservative Political Action Conference wasn't that Joe Biden is a bad president or that Donald Trump is great. It was that Mr. Potato Head has been canceled. Okay, no one is saying that Mr. Potato Head has been canceled. What people are saying is that yet again a corporation is deciding to suck the cock of bigots and an ideology that is really about like reshaping society and is very concerned with how people think. Because that's the thing, like there's a difference between authoritarian and totalitarian. Authoritarian is an ideology that is concerned with people's actions. Totalitarian is an ideology that's concerned with people's thoughts. Like, that's usually what religion does. Okay, like the priest is very concerned with how you're thinking, and it's very similar to this new ideology, which is not about leaving people alone, because silence is violence, and complacency is also violence. So the question is like, why should I give my money to a company that is sucking the cock of authoritarians? Like, why? Please tell me, why should I buy a doll for my kid when a company makes an ideological statement? And I'll tell you something else, okay? Every time a right-winger complains about a company taking an ideological position, they're immediately beaten down by CNN. And these people like shaming them on forums. It's like, oh, it's just like a Mr. Potato Head. It's just like, why do you care? What is wrong with you? Are you some fucking child? Why do you care? It's just Mr. Potato Head. Meanwhile, when a game developer was doing Gamergate videos 5 years ago, all of a sudden the left cares. All of a sudden, they freak the fuck out. Yeah, it's like, what is CNN to go like, why do you care? It was 5 years ago. Why do you care? If it's a good game. Like, whenever a company does even like the smallest thing that is like right-wing in nature, the liberals freak the fuck out. But when corporations do absolutely batshit ridiculous things like removing Mr. Potato Head, right? You're not allowed to freak out. That's just not. Why do you care? Why are you such a child? Why are you such a little kid? Yeah, they want to control like literally everything that you see. Like that's why they freak out about anime, because they can't control it. Like Attack on Titan, there was a YouTuber that freaked out about it. I need to make an entire video to talk about it. It's like, why is depicting like why is having allegory towards Jewish people a bad thing? It's like, motherfucker, it's an anime. Like, calm the fuck down, okay? It's just like, and it's not even like the anime has like negative depictions in it. It's just like trying to explain that the world isn't black and white, that it's got shades of gray. But anyway, right, moving forward. Look out, Mr. Potato Head, you're next, said the Florida Republican representative. And I'm sorry, I know he's going to be by Potato X. He can't be Mr. Potato. Yeah, I mean, during the French Revolution, people got guillotined. Like, it's so difficult to imagine. My fucking God, I still can't imagine it. Okay? But imagine living in a place like France, and if you go to your neighbor and you say, hey, mister, how's it going? You can be guillotined because you didn't say citizen. Like, you are supposed to say citizen. You're not supposed to say Mr. and Mrs. Like, I'm not making it up. It's so, like, no, seriously, can you imagine, like, your father being taken to the guillotine, like, in the public square, and there's, like, this massive blade that's going to come down and chop his head because he said Mr. Can you fucking imagine? Okay, like, that is the hysteria that was in the French Revolution. Now, we live in better times. I agree. Like, it's not there, okay? We're not at that point. But go and misgender someone on Twitter. See what the fuck happens. You're going to get banned. I'm willing to bet like there's going to be a time when someone is going to be fired because they misgendered someone. But it's not as bad, okay? It's not guillotining. Like, I agree. It's not guillotining.
It's just like unemployment. Good luck finding a new job in this day and age. Donald Trump Jr., the eldest son of the former president, also referred to Hasbro's decision to change the name of his children's toy for Mr. Potato Head to simply Potato Head. And look, here's the insult, okay? Like, this is why it matters. Hasbro is making sure all feel welcome in the Potato Head world, okay? How the fuck is everyone feeling welcome if you alienated all the conservatives? And by the way, I have a feeling that conservatives have more kids than liberals. It's just a feeling. I can't really back it up with facts, but I got a feeling that more conservatives were probably likely to buy Mr. Potato Head. Which is why, and by the way, like, here's another interesting thing that CNN isn't reporting on, which is why Hasbro immediately backpedaled and said you can still buy Mr. Potato Head, like it's going to be like 2 versions of it, right? They backpedaled because they know that most of the people buying toys are probably conservatives. So they backpedaled immediately. And do you know who got pissed off because Hasbro backpedaled? The liberals. And CNN isn't going to talk about it, but they got pissed off. Like I saw it in the comment section. Like, why are you catering to bigots and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, is making sure all feel welcome. Like, who the fuck didn't feel welcome? Like, what child? I just want to know. Like, show me the 3-year-old that gets to play with a potato and it's like, oh, I just don't feel welcome. Why? Because it's Mr. Potato. When I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck. I really didn't care. It's just, like, so weird and so bizarre because, like, this is the talking points of a leftist, okay? There is not a single kid in the history of the human race that plays with a potato head and he didn't feel welcome because it was Mr. Potato Head. And you know what? If a kid doesn't feel happy with Mr. Potato Head, then he's a fucking bigot. Like, why would he feel happy with Mrs. Potato Head but not Mr. Potato Head? The alleged canceling of Mr. Potato Head was not just consistent with... Oh, and by the way, to promote gender equality and inclusion. You know what? Fine, but not with my money. Like, I am going to make sure that I will chastise my kid every single time I go next to a Hasbro store. Like, whenever it's a Hasbro store, I will chastise him. It's going to be good for him, okay? Because I'm going to cause him PTSD regarding Hasbro. When he grows up, he'll know never to step foot in that store. No, but seriously, though, like Hasbro, they're the ones that had pedophile judges for Magic the Gathering. Like, you're aware with the controversy. Like, I'm not actually saying, like, judges that were accused on the internet. No, like, the judge and jury found the defendant guilty. And they didn't even bother checking, like, doing a back check when they would hire these people. So they hired actual child molesters to work with children at Magic the Gathering tournaments. And you know what? Like, here's the weird thing. Like, this is the part that I find very bizarre. I understand if it happens with one person. I mean, okay, you don't do background checks, so you end up hiring a chomo to make sure that he's supervising the children. Perfect. But when you have like 2, 3, 4, it starts becoming a problem, isn't it? And you start to wonder. It's like that saying, once, well, it can happen. Twice, it's a coincidence. 3 times, it's enemy action. I mean, come on. And by the way, like, they didn't make a statement back then. They didn't even like fix the issue. And it goes to show, like, this is the ridiculous part. We live in a world where Cardi B is promoted, but Dr. Seus is a problem. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Where you got, like, pedophile judges in a company, and the company doesn't give a shit, but if they have, like, Mr. Potato Head, which they had for decades, they complain. You know what? No one would complain. Not a single soul would complain if they just make a new toy called, I don't know, non-binary potato peel. No one would give a shit. Like, just like, like, if they would say, oh, we're listing Mrs. Potato Head now. And it's like, you can buy Mr. Potato Head or you can buy Mrs. Potato Head. Or you can buy non-binary Otterkin furry version Potato Head. No one will complain. No, the problem is that they take something that exists and people enjoy it and they go like, fuck you. You're not going to enjoy it now, you bigot. That's why people complain. Because it's the removal of the already existing product that pisses people off. The left likes to roleplay as the underdog, and the right likes to roleplay the top dog. Yeah, I mean, you cannot, like, if I hear a single leftist say that they are the underdog, I'm going to laugh until, like, I will look like one of Joker's victims with a big smile on his face if I ever hear, like, the left saying, oh, we're the underdog. I'm forcing the lobby. I'm in GTA Online to listen to you, V. Why, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat as well. The right has most of the kids, but the left are very skilled at corrupting them. Well, you know, like I'm willing to bet that in the near future, homeschooling is going to be illegal. The alleged canceling of Mr. I love how they say alleged canceling. You know, I don't even know if it's. I mean, they don't cancel it. They just wanted to pull it off the shelves. But then they got the backlash from the right, and they were like, okay, we're changing our mind, and you know, we're just going to make a new product that's not. Like Mr. Potato Head is still going to be sold, but we're also going to sell like non-binary Potato Head or whatever the fuck. Was not just considered with the dominant theme of the CPAC gathering, a banner proclaiming America Uncancelled was prominently displayed on stage, but also with where Republicans and their conservative media allies have gone in terms of messaging in the immediate post-Trump era. My fucking God, like for these people, Trump is like Jesus fucking Christ. You know, they called it the pre-Trump era, the post-Trump era, and the Trump era. It's like Jesus of Nazareth for these people. I mean, I guess if I was at CNN, based on how much money Trump gave them with the ratings, I would probably consider him Jesus Christ as well. You know, like the only thing that's probably more profitable than Trump must be COVID. Like they're milking these stories. I mean, every single day they went with like 20 buckets to Trump, which was skin and bones at this point, just to milk him. The message liberals are trying to cancel long-cherished cultural touchstones solely because it doesn't compare with their preferred vision of America. I mean, you know, like how many shows did they cancel now? How many movies did they cancel? Do you want to know how ridiculous it is? You guys know the story with that Serbian football player who went out of town, like he was for the LA Galaxy. He goes out of town in order to train. Sorry, not out of town, out of country, right? He travels from Serbia all the way to America in order to train for a football match. His wife posts a meme on Twitter. A meme, okay? His wife, not him, his wife. And because of what his wife did in another nation, he is told to apologize on behalf of her, like disavow his wife. And then he is told to apologize for himself. And then he gets fired. And you want to pretend like, no, the left is not unhinged at this point. No, this is not crazy. This is normal. This is absolute normal, isn't it? For the next 4 years, the brave Republicans in this room will be the heart of the effort to oppose radical Democrats, the fake news media, and the toxic cancel culture, something new to our ears, cancel culture. And by the way, this is coming from the network, just so we can understand. This is coming from the network that wants to pressure cable companies to ban their competition. Like this is coming from CNN, which wants to take their competition, Fox News, off the air. And they have the audacity, they have the balls to just go like, nothing is getting canceled. Wow, these people are crazy. Look at this shit. If you look back at what has truly animated conservatives in the months since Trump lost the election, it's the idea that Democrats are trying to rid the country of our cultural icons. Yeah, it's un-American, you fucking idiot. It's like banning things and book burning is un-American. Do you know why the Nazis burned books? Because at the time, that was the only way to store knowledge. Well, there were other ways, but that was like the best way to store knowledge. You would write it in a book, okay? Now the best way to store knowledge is to share it on social media. If you are to consider someone getting banned off social media with a book burning, oh, there's a lot of books being burned, isn't it? I mean, I don't even know the inferno that CNN wants to bring on Fox News. And Americans would point at the idea of book burning and call it bad because they were right. You know, it's censorship. It's against human rights. The right to pass information from one person to another. It's a human it's a goddamn given right. It's why you have freedom of the press in the goddamn Constitution. You got free speech. And you look at the United Nations and human rights. I guess like human rights don't matter anymore. You know, it's all about, what is it now? Equity and saving Mother Gaia. That's what matters. You know, human rights, that's such an old and boring concept. They bring it up every now and then when they talk about healthcare. And that's what scares me, you know, because given how they're treating the other human rights, the only reason they would probably want healthcare to be a human right is so they can piss on it, like they can piss on the other human rights as well. Fuck me. Let me see if I got the. Why can't I access to my chat? Here we go. Every now and then when they talk. Shut up, V. No one wants to hear it. You got 200 people in the chat. You're lame. This summer, I'm unironically planning to learn Mandarin. Pays to be prepared. I don't think China forces the nations that they put under their sphere of influence to learn Mandarin. What they do, though, is that, like for example, if China would want Romania under its sphere of influence, they would just want the Port Constanța. That's it. Like, they would bring a couple of Chinese to guard the port, and other than that, like, they don't care. So no, like you wouldn't have to learn Mandarin. They probably don't even need you. Like they got their own labor force. The only thing they want from you is to buy their shit. That's it. So the announcement by Disney that it added warnings to some episodes of the Muppet Show. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's talk about the Muppets. Here's the problem with it. Okay, I'm going to make another video on it because this is actually a broader thing. But basically, when you say that the Muppets is a problem, what you're actually saying is that the Muppets would not be done today. Like, that's what you're saying. So a world-renowned show that many kids enjoyed, and a very profitable show at that, would not be done today. Why? Because Disney doesn't like it. And then you further analyze this, and you're thinking, okay, if the Muppets wouldn't be done today because it's racist, why is Disney still making money out of it? Why? Like how is it that they still have like racist things on their on their streaming service? Isn't that like a bad thing? So let me get this straight, okay? Is it because it's done in the past? Like if I were to make a time machine and make some racist shit in the past that's successful, would Disney put it on their stream then? But if I make the same racist shit that's successful today, Disney would distance themselves from it? Like how does that make any sense? Fuck. Now on Tuesday morning comes word that 6 Dr. Seus books would no longer be published. By the way, like they went on eBay, I think like for... Like the price gouging on eBay on Dr. Seuss books is insane. Like if you have a Dr. Seuss book that wouldn't be published, it's going to make its weight in gold. Like you're going to be filthy rich if you hang out to it. By the way, can you like sell an actual Dr. Seuss book or is it like copyright infringement? Because I'm pretty sure like in the future they might even like punish you for selling a book that you have. It's like portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. They're not people, you fucking idiot. It's cartoons, okay? No one is hurt, okay? And there is no wrong way to portray a person. God fucking damn it. Like, okay, so the caricature industry goes down the shitter now, doesn't it? Portray people in ways that are hurtful. And who gets to decide, by the way? Who the fuck gets to decide, like, portraying someone in a way that's hurtful and wrong? My fucking God, it's like, nah. No, like, I'm glad that conservatives are pissed about this. Like, this is not some trivial crap. It's just a mental illness at this point. They should be pissed off about it. Portraying people in ways that are hurtful or wrong. Dr. Seuss. Out of all the things, Dr. Seuss. There's nothing they won't destroy. Yes. And by the way, like, this is a pretext. This is a fucking pretext. It's like, oh, they're portraying people in ways that are hurtful. Meanwhile, the Communist Manifesto and Mein Kampf get to be sold. Okay? Like, that's the thing. It's like, Cardi B doesn't portray people in ways that are hurtful or wrong. No, that gets to be promoted. What's remarkable about these attacks on the so-called cancel cultures is that they don't even fit the description. Take the Muppets. Disney put a warning on some episodes, but they did so while making all 120 episodes of the show available to stream for the first time. How is it canceling the Muppets if you can now watch more of the Muppets than ever before? Yeah, I already explained it to you, you dumb twat. It's the principle. I know the leftists can't understand principles, but you're literally saying that the Muppets would not be done today. Okay? Like, you wouldn't be able to create the Muppets today. That's what you're saying. You're saying that if the Muppets was being done today, a person would probably be fired and ostracized from the community for having the audacity to do such a racist, vile filth. That's what you're saying. Potato Head. Hasbro isn't removing the plastic potato that you can put all sorts of funny eyes, noses, and shoes on from the shelves. Is the reimagining of Mr. Potato. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you were to take like a leftist symbol, like I don't fucking know, and put a swastika on it, then it would be just, oh, it's not being canceled. It's just a reimagining. Like, oh, go fuck yourself. It's reimagining. Shit. That's the thing. It's like you just can't, like, the reimagining causes the original product not to be available. And it's not done because of a customer demand. It's simply done because a company wants to placate to the liberals. And it's fine to placate to the liberals. But what they're not expecting is that for the first time ever, the conservatives are fighting back. For the first time ever, you have like right-wingers being like, okay, if you're going to be a left-leaning company, that's fine. But if you're going to go into the retarded cuckoo land, we're going to call you out. And they're probably going to lose money over it. So, you know, the best thing is not to have this corporate fascism thing that they're trying to build and just have companies stay neutral and just put on a freaking product and shut the fuck up. If you don't know the difference between fascist economy and capitalist economy, in a capitalist economy, companies have to stay neutral and they just have to put on a good product. In a fascist economy, companies become communities. It's the responsibility of the company to educate people now. Okay, it's like a university. Like you don't just have a company that's ideologically neutral. No, they're very ideologically active, and they educate people, and they have a responsibility. Yeah, that's corporate fascism right there. Dr. Seus, while 6 of the books will no longer be finished, the remaining 3 dozen or so will still be on the shelves. That isn't a cancellation. Yeah, it literally is a cancellation. Like 6 of the books have been canceled. How the fuck is it not a cancellation? What's happening is that in all of these most recent instances is that the culture is changing to incorporate more views. How the fuck is it incorporating more views when it's removing them? You're literally removing and you're saying it's more. How do you do math? No wonder they're upset that 2 + 2 = 5. Sorry, that more people don't believe that 2 + 2 = 5. Like, literally, you get math professors saying that 2 + 2 = 5. It's like, yeah, no wonder you're upset about more people not believing that, and you're upset about objectivity. When you're pushing this idea, it's like, less is more. And look at this, just the opinions of white people. How the fuck is this, like, you're talking about conservatives, right? Right? You know there are black people that are conservatives. How is the Democrats not the opinion of white people? Like, look at the Democratic convention. Okay, just look at it. It's like a KKK rally. There are so many white Democrats that is disingenuous to say that the Republicans are oh God, I can't even, like, I am not expecting, you know, like when you read CNN, it sneaks up on you. It literally sneaks up on you with a take that is so fucking dumb that is very difficult for your brain to comprehend it, let alone find an answer to it. Yes, it's not a book burning session if you only burn half the books. My fucking God, like, Hitler should have hired CNN. Seriously, like, Hitler should have came up with a time machine, go into the future, kidnap the CEO of CNN so he can have them back then and justify it's like it's not really book burning because, like, look, there's so many other books that haven't been burned. And then it's like we're not burning books now. We're just having like a more diverse view. We're just broadening things, like broadening the way of the German people to think. We're allowing new ideas and new voices to flourish. I just, like, oh my fucking God. You know, usually when you're reading something, you expect people to not be this level of disingenuous. Like, you expect people to at least argue in good faith. But I keep forgetting that CNN are propagandists. And I'm wondering, like, who the fuck reads these things and goes like, oh, you know, like, they're absolutely right. I mean, out of 30 Dr. Seus books, they only banned 6. So it's actually better. You know, like, they didn't cancel or anything. No, it's like if they didn't cancel all of them, I mean, then it's a good thing, right? Maybe next year they can ban 5 more. They would be like, still, it's like, well, it's not all of them. But seriously, like, look at the left. Look at the people in power. How the fuck? It's like, if you have, like, a white cisgender male as Joe Biden, the president, How are like, oh no, the Republicans are white people. And not to mention, who the fuck cares if they're white or not at the end of the day? Are their money not good enough for Hasbro? Is like the money from Caucasian tainted? Why don't they care about that demographic? Fuck. Oh my god, it's very difficult to read CNN, I'll tell you that. Now you know why it takes so long for me to make a video. Because like if I would have gotten in this rant, I would be like, okay, closing the video, starting from the top, and then I'll like, okay, and I'll try to have like a more interesting take on it. Look at this, like change is not cancel. Change and evolution in our culture. Motherfucker, if you were when Hitler was rising in power, you would literally say the same thing. It's not destroying Jewish businesses. It's just we're changing society. It's change and evolution in the German culture. You know, if they would have gone when Mao would have done his revolution, the same shit. It's not a grassroots change. That's the problem, okay? It doesn't come from the people. I have never heard on a forum people complaining about Potato Head ever, or Aunt Jemima, or any of the bullshit that's being changed. This is just corporal garbage, okay? That's literally what it is. But I'm telling you this, I am so fucking happy that Republicans are finally talking about it. I hope that they get completely unreasonable over this. I hope that it gets to the point where if a company even like remotely says something that might similar a leftist talking point, they boycott it. And I know like they can't boycott every single fucking company, but like, my God, you know, like this is what I'm going to do now. Take Coca-Cola, for instance, okay? This is why I have this shit. Take Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is being exposed for being woke-cola. I'm not going to buy from Coca-Cola anymore. Now, I know you might say, well, hold on, V. Pepsi probably has its own woke agenda. I don't doubt. I'm pretty sure it does. But you know what? I found out about Coca-Cola first. The first one that gets found out, that's the one that gets boycotted. Like if you find out that a company does it, I go to their competitor. Maybe their competitor is worse. Maybe their competitor has even worse takes on woke. I don't give a shit. I found out about Coca-Cola first. That's the one that I'm boycotting. Yeah, we're not punching you, we're just fist massaging your face. Yeah, literally, that's how CNN does it. Like, my God, it's not cancel, it's change. It's being changed. How the fuck are you changing by canceling Dr. Seus CNN? If out of 30 books, 5 were canceled, how is change? How is it change? And not to mention, like, why is it that all the change is necessarily good? Like, some change is bad. Yeah, someday you might find that there's a tumor in an asshole. That's a change, but that's not a good thing. Have we forgot about that commercial? Oh yeah, like did you notice that all corporations are supporting like the if I hear that the left is the underdog, I'm going to laugh my ass off. So Pepsi supports riots. Gillette supports toxic feminism. Like you look at what the corporation supports. Every single goddamn corporation supports something bad for society. At least the major ones. Yeah, like Pepsi literally is supporting riots, like endorsing riots. Like that commercial with the chick that goes to the police officer giving him like Pepsi or whatever. Like they commercialized riots. I kid you not. They managed to make it like so commercially viable that they think like, okay, riots can now sell a product. Pepsi set Michael Jackson's hair on fire. I don't know. Let's watch something nice. Let's relax. You know, like this is the wholesome YouTube that I like. I mean, this is absolutely art.
Take it slowly. This book is dangerous.
I literally thought that this is her opinion. Like, this book is dangerous, but apparently that's actually written in the book. And not to mention, it's like, it's so gangsta. Like, she's like covering her eyes because she's going to do like something bad. She's going to read heretical literature now.
and fox, fox and socks, knocks on fox and socks and box, socks on knocks and knocks and box, box and socks on box and knocks. Chicks with bricks come, chicks with blocks come, chicks with bricks and then blocks and clocks come. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with chicks and clocks, sir.
How the hell is this woman Japanese and speaks with such perfect British accent? It's just wow.
First I'll make a quick trick, brick stack, brick stack. Then I'll make a quick trick, block stack, block stack. You can make a quick trick, chick stack. You can make a quick trick, clock stack.
I don't think she did it in one take. I genuinely think like it took more than one take to do that.
And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on fox. Fox on clocks and bricks on blocks. Bricks and blocks on knocks on box. Now we come to ticks and talks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Fox on fox tick, clocks on fox talk. Sick, bricks tick, sick, chicks talk. Please, sir, I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir. I get all those ticks and clocks, sir, mixed up with the chick.
Oh, this is like I would not be able to do this even with multiple takes. It's sick. She's American. I don't think she's American. Even if she's American, like that's a perfect British accent. Oh, you got a license for that book? Yeah, that ball that did age it very well. I think she's Japanese, man. Like she works for HoloLive, right? So HoloLive hires people from Japan. Did they dox her? Like this is the interesting things. Like a lot of people want the HoloTubers, like the VTubers, to get doxed, and I kind of see why. It's like the Mexican wrestling with the masks. Everyone is curious to know who's under the mask, but then you realize that if the masked person gets unmasked, then they can't compete anymore. They're getting disqualified. So yeah, I mean, it's I never. Oh, she's 100% American. I see. She's a bong. She's a succubus. Did they also unmask what's her name, Gura? I don't think like Gura can be unmasked. Like from listening to her personality, she sounds like a very savvy person around the internet. Oh, she doesn't even speak Japanese. I tempted to leave the stream to listen to this. Oh, Gura and Amy can't speak Japanese. No, get the fuck out. Gura sings perfect Japanese, man. Like Gura is definitely able to sing Japanese. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot the name of the song though. I'm pretty sure she does sing Japanese. Give me just 1 second so I can find it. Ah, I found it.
Știu că e greu de crezut, dar chiar așa e. N-are zahăr deloc și la...
Give me a second so I can get past the ads here. And then we can begin. I mean, listen to this and tell me she doesn't speak Japanese. Little cuts.
そこのけもののけ渋谷怪奇現象交わしたない文句に誰もが呼び知れて生き様神様が回す擬態世界にも任せて神様からすまで踊る One night tonight の合言葉それはケセラセラはい。ありがとう。Thank you for coming. のけそこのけもののけ逃避行イマテーション憂いの雨を降らせて誰もがその手を離せないで生き様神様教えて熱とかで分かり合いたいまやかしあやかしが誘う One night tonight の合言葉それはけせらせら
So let me look at what the chat has to say. Her accent is terrible. I mean, I guess she can have bad accent, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't speak Japanese. European, 100%. She knows Midnight Ohio. I'm not saying that she is Japanese. What I am saying is that she does speak the language. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would be able to sing a song from another language without actually learning some words from that language. People say that she's Swedish. I do not believe you, Harvey. I do not believe you, Harvey87. You're not telling me facts, you're telling me feelings. It's Ben Shapiro. Let me show you something else about Gura, okay? Let me just let's go past the Romanian commercials.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, maybe kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and
I will delete the stream, Chessmaker.
in other words, please be true. In other words, 愛してる
See, she said Aishiteru. Clearly, she speaks Japanese. I mean, I don't know, like, is it simping if I like to hear a good song? I think it's a really excellent karaoke. I will delete Solar Dragon. It's getting deleted. I played copyright shit. It's definitely. Where is the PayPal link? Oh yeah, shit. I'll have to put it again. Like, sorry, man. That just not this stream, not tonight. I'm going to have to fix that. Yeah, can't do it now live on stream though. I have not been proven wrong. Okay. V said Uchikushi. Clearly, he's Japanese. Yes, that's literally how it works. She's Canadian. I don't have siblings. Like, if I had siblings, you'd probably see them by now. Showing it once V is fine. Every other stream, man. Like, when's the last time I showed it? I think I haven't talked about the VTubers for maybe a month or two now. I haven't even added them in This Week in Stupid. V, do you know Japanese just because you say uchikushi? No, I know Japanese because I also say omae wa mo shindeiru. I'll give you links later on to your latest video. Thank you, Rusta. I never understand, like, Rustavius. I really appreciate the donation, but it's always like 0.79. Is this like a hidden message? Like, is he trying to tell me something? Okay, like, he's not donating £1. He's not donating 50 cents. He's donating 0.79. It's like there's a hidden meaning there. Oh, $15 to play this. Let's see. Shit. Oh, it's from Dr. Seus. Nah, man, I can't play stuff from Dr. Seus. I'm sorry. It's I will tell you why. First of all, this is copyrighted for sure. Like 100%. If I play this, the stream will go down. Secondly, even if that wouldn't be the case, which I highly doubt, it's YouTube Kids crap, and that will get like all the comments disabled in the live stream. So I'm really sorry. I can't. Like usually I play stuff you send me, but this is a big no-no. Master Dravla, thank you for the 20 Nokians. And like Rusta is sending me weird messages. It's like, again, 0.79. Like what does it mean? What is it like? What are the numbers, Mason? What do they mean? Was it the 0.79 pay gap meme? I think it is. I think it might be. Like I'm definitely sure that the numbers might mean something. Like they have a hidden meaning. V, check out Senzawa's I Want to Be a Cowboy. Yeah, I know Senzawa's is Gura. I know that. But I don't know, like, if anything else about her. Like, if she's Canadian or anything like that. Did Gura ever got, like, a face reveal? People seem to like Gura the character rather than Gura the person. I mean, that's the whole point. You know, like, they play characters. But I don't know Gura the person. I mean, maybe people would like her. I'm really curious, though. Like, did the people figure out who Gura is? Oh, the wage gap is 0.77. I still don't know what the numbers mean then. Alleged face reveal not confirmed. Will not say alleged real name. I don't care about her real name. I'm just like curious. It's so weird because I want to put a face to that voice. Like that's what I want to do. The point of HoloLive is to play characters. Anything beyond that is not intentional. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand in Japan, like the first HoloLive, like the first generation, they usually keep up the characters for 1 year or so. After that, they just drop it. Kind of makes sense though. Like you wouldn't be able to keep up an act and a persona for way too long. Why? Thank you, Yellow Looks Red. I appreciate that. Everyone was doxxed to some extent. Yeah, I know. The Seven Sins. That's actually a good anime. Yeah, I'll end the stream in 6 minutes. I'm just talking with the chat until then. She's allegedly very cute. She's Jewish. Oh, I see. Has anyone watched Dorohedoro? No, I didn't. 4chan doesn't really know. I've seen a video on YouTube of some of the VTubers bouncing pens off their breasts. I didn't see that. I don't think they would allow it. Like Hasbro is usually like big no-no on that type of thing. You have to understand like it's a corporation. So like these people aren't exactly independent. And thank you, Amakuno. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. This was a low energy stream for some reason. I guess I lost it at the CNN thing. I started going on a rant. I need to treat more interesting subjects. And I also spoke with my friend to lend me his PlayStation so we can play some Demon Souls. I really want to see if I can make an embarrassment out of myself playing it. Almost all of the HoloLive girls are cute in real life. Do you know what's difficult about being a celebrity, like a HoloLive VTuber or whatever? Japan does have like this industry they call stars. And the stars are pretty much like the type of people that if you were a parent, you'd want your kid to look at, right? So take the VTubers. Like they are girls that are talented. They can do video games. They can sing very well. They're very entertaining to listen. Like they're supposed to be role models for young people, and they usually have this with boys as well. Like the Japanese idol industry is a big thing. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. But it's also one of the most brutal, like it's one of the most harsh industries. So this is, for example, the idol industry for boys. Now, the problem with this, and yeah, they also got with girls, and they're very talented people. Like all of them can sing, all of them can be entertaining, make good jokes, you know, that type of thing. The problem is that they're not allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends. Like, for example, if any of these girls, which are part of the idol industry, if it's leaked that they're seeing someone or they're having a boyfriend, they're immediately fired. And when they fire someone, it's so disgusting. Like the company won't just say that they fired someone. It's they graduated. No, I'm not kidding. It's like the corpo language, the corpo speak is just ugh. So yeah, they will have like a graduation party, but like every no one knows that, okay, well, that person just got fired. But I guess like now you can somehow like you get fired, but you can still have a YouTube channel and keep doing that. So there was another case with a VTuber, like one of the first actually. The company and the lady that was voicing her like had a falling out. So the lady quit, and the company wanted to replace the voice actress, like to bring another person to play the VTuber. Like imagine if someone would bring another person to play Gargura or Amelia, and the fans like had enough, and they just started boycotting until the company backpedaled. It's the lowest amount I can do, and it's funny. Thank you, Rusta. I see now. I understand. But it's now 199. Like again, like why the 99? I don't understand. They literally call it an idol industry, red flags. I mean, most nations used to have these things, you know. Even in communism, like there were examples that young kids could follow in order to I don't know, like become successful, but like it's the type of thing like when you had Mr. Rogers, you know, when Mr. Rogers would tell kids about how to get a haircut or how to, you know, fix their problems. Let me see if I can find something about Mr. Rogers. I'm surprised they haven't canceled him yet. But the reason I love Mr. Rogers, and very few people know that this guy is an absolute genius and a wonderful speaker. So he was told to testify before the Senate, and the Senate wanted to take the money away from his show. Like they wanted to demonetize Mr. Rogers' show. And Mr. Rogers actually not only manages to convince the Senate not to do that, but convinces the Senate to give him even more money. I mean, look at this. Like, the guy is an absolute genius.
It's ever happened to public television, and his Peabody Award is testament to that fact. We in public television.
I did you that before.
Senator Pastore, this is a philosophical statement and would take about 10 minutes to read, so I'll not do that. One of the first things that a child learns in a healthy family is trust. And I trust what you have said, that you will read this. It's very important to me. I care deeply about children. My first
Will
children...
it make you happy if you read it?
I'd just like to talk about it, if it's all right.
sir. Okay.
My first children's program was on WQED 15 years ago, and its budget was $30. Now, with the help of the Sears Roebuck Foundation and National Educational Television, as well as all of the affiliated stations, each station pays to show our program. It's a unique kind of funding in educational television. With this help, now our program has a budget of $6,000. It may sound like quite a difference, but $6,000 pays for less than 2 minutes of cartoons, 2 minutes of animated, what I sometimes say, bombardment. I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country. And I've worked in the field of child development for 6 years now, trying to understand the inner needs of children. We deal with such things as the inner drama of childhood. We don't have to bop somebody over the head to make him to make drama on the screen. We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. And we speak to it constructively.
How long a program is it?
It's a half hour every day.
I mean, this is just so wow. Yeah, this is how child education was viewed at the time. It's like, yeah, we want to help kids, you know, understand how to get a haircut or how to deal with family issues. And now it's like we want kids to understand to see color, and we want kids to understand about how many genders there are. You know, like things that would not even come up if they wouldn't turn the television. They did not like poor Sam. They did not like green eggs and ham. They all just took a massive deuce and went and canceled Dr. Seus. Oh my God, Lamented Guide. Holy shit. I'm stealing this. I'm putting this on Twitter. This is just absolutely great. Yeah, it's like when Mr. Rogers leveled up his speech beyond level 100. He does not sound charismatic, but he appeals to innocence, which is a good argument for his position. I don't know, that there's something in his speech that, like, if I would hear a person talk like him, first of all, I would initially, like, my initial reaction would be to make fun of him. People who talk so slowly are usually considered to be, like, slow. But when you start listening to his arguments and you start listening to what he is saying, you get captivated, and you're actually, like, getting in there and understanding his passion that he has for what he does. Yeah, I definitely enjoy. I think it's one of the speeches that is worth analyzing, because again, like, he went in there with the idea that he's going to get his funding taken away, like they're going to demonetize him. And when he leaves, he gets even more money than he had before. I mean, that's just the best success you can hope for. Check DMs and play newest message. I don't know, man. I was going to end the stream now. But, okay. The green egg spam, Amelia Watson. Hold on.
Okay, I am Sam. Sam, I am. That Sam, I am. That Sam, I am. I am Sam. Sam, I am. That Sam, I am. I am. I do not like that Sam, I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like that Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like that Sam, I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like that in a house. As a mouse, here or there, anywhere. Would you
Yeah. Yet again, you're hitting me with the copyright. No, but like, it's quite obvious that Amelia is very talented. I mean, be honest, wouldn't you pay? Like, wouldn't you pay for a CD with all the VTuber hits? Play Aria winning Watson. I don't know about that. I'll try and listen it. I don't get it. I didn't like it. More commercials. You know, people tell me to use ad block. It's like, man, wouldn't it be hypocritical of me? Like, I want other people to watch my commercials, but I shouldn't like watch other people's commercials. Like, no, I don't have ad block.
That's not how you use smokes. It doesn't make any sense. It just limits your ability, your visibility. Supposed to limit the enemy's visibility, not your own visibility.
The only bad thing is that she doesn't curse when she gets toxic. But she does slam the mouse on the keyboard. I mean, that's not a curse.
Why do you keep going B? Just keep mindlessly going B. It's stacked. It's always stacked. B is always stacked.
She does rage, doesn't she?
Oh my god.
She does suck.
I would've got the shot. She got in my way. It was through the wall. I think in this game, the walls that you can wallbang are really dumb because in CSGO at least you can only do edges of the wall or like certain materials, but in this game, it's like a concrete wall. It just goes straight through it, which okay, maybe realistic, but that's not how they do it in CSGO.
I don't think it's realistic. I don't think bullets go through a concrete wall.
It's weird. You're expecting cover on a wall because it has certain materials made out of certain material, but Valor just doesn't have those types of details, I guess. The walls are made out of cardboard. The whole map is just.
Oh my god, she's complaining about everything. She's like DSP.
Well, this is not CS:GO yet. 30 seconds. No shit, Sherlock.
Complaining about literally everything.
Blast me! No peek again.
Oh wow, that was good. Okay, she does curse.
Team sucks.
Oh yeah, it's the team.
I think what it is that because I have probably like low MMR or something, I get placed with people who don't really know how to play. Maybe I don't know. I'll do better. I try to do at least 1 or 2 FPS streams a week because I really like playing it. But it's kind of bad. Yeah, it's bad for my it's bad for my brand image. I get too toxic. It's really bad.
Like that's the reason people watch you. And I finally see a gamer girl that's genuine. Like I can definitely tell that Amelia likes playing first-person shooters.
Can't help it. Remember?
Like if a gamer is not toxic, they're not really like a gamer. People used to ask, it's like, what is a real gamer? A person that gets toxic because you actually care about the game. You get emotionally invested.
Before I debuted, I told Emma, I said, yeah.
What the fuck is Emma?
I play some FPS games, but I'll try to control myself. I'm scared I might curse too much.
Also, this is like her controlling herself.
I'll get better. I'll try not to curse so much. It's bad. It's bad for YouTube censors.
Jesus.
They'll flag me.
How can you not simp for this? Like, where do I give her a super chat? I can't find the button to give her a super chat.
Really, my soul, I am say so, but the game, it's like a chemical reaction. It pours something into my soul that brings out the salt.
That is just the most beautiful thing that I have ever heard someone say. Okay, I'm going to start watching her now religiously. Do you know, like, it's actually really bad that I showed Gargura to my fiance, because then she started watching it, and I was like, "Woman, why don't you make food?" And she's like, "No, now Gura is streaming." I'm like, "Oh God, fuck." Hello from Arizona. Emma Chan is the caretaker of the Holo. Okay, now I know. Daycare center. Corone is the best gamer at HoloLive. She has beaten some really hard and unfair games. Okay. DSP is like a real life cartoon character. Yes. Anyway, all right. It's been 72 minutes. So thank you all for watching. And I will have to delete it because of copyright issues. But I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for the donations, and